Welcome to The Art of Being Unstoppable, the podcast where women from every walk of life come together to break barriers, embrace their power, and live life on their own terms. I'm your host, Vicki McDougall, and each week we explore inspiring stories, actionable strategies, and empowering conversations to help you step into your confidence, amplify your voice, and create a life without limits. No matter where you are on your journey, this is your space to grow, thrive, and become unstoppable. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of The Art of Being Unstoppable. And today I am blessed to have Jana England sitting with me in the hot seat. It's not a hot seat. It really isn't. It's the most comfortable place to be because we get to share stories and we get to talk about, I think I wanted to start this today with, I have met some pretty important and powerful women throughout this journey of me wanting to step into my power more and really get everyone's stories out there. And I do want to say that this isn't about drama telling. This isn't about bringing, the things that have happened to us or the people that were involved in that happening. It's not about making them wrong and making us right. What we're here to do is to really show and to support women in, well, no matter where you are, you have a choice, and that choice is always yours. And God, source, creator, whatever you choose to believe in gives you those signs. And it's just about allowing ourselves to get quiet to listen to them. And Jana, you have quite a story, and you have really brought it full circle and stood in your power. So welcome today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It is such a pleasure. And I was so excited when I got this opportunity to work with you. And thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. I want everyone to hear your story. I know that we could, when Jen and I first met, it was like, okay, so you're going to be on the podcast probably several times because we have a lot we could talk about. And, and
That
as
is
things keep
true.
shifting and growing for you too, there's new things coming all the time. So that is a beautiful thing. So why don't we start just about, tell me how did you get here? How did you get to stand in this power and really discover who you got to be?
Well, I can either go backwards or forward with that, but I would just say in 2023, I had after my third marriage ended. I'm not proud of that moment. I wasn't given a choice. I was handed divorce papers after my ex-husband had cheated on me and said he was done. And uh, the impact that that had on me, being a narcissistic relationship, and the damage that it did to me emotionally and mentally, I can't describe. And it literally left me wanting to die. And I had already been a trauma coach for about a year and a half. And I remember thinking, how can I heal from this while walking other people through their own trauma when I am
Mhm.
severely traumatized? And I wanted to die. And I remember laying in bed one day and God is like, get up, get up. And he's like, you've got work to do. You've got three amazing kids that are incredible, and you've got a lot of people that you can help, and you're powerful. So get up. And I did. And there were moments that it wasn't easy because I'm human, and yet I did it. And I'm here to say that I am on the other side of it. I am an overcomer. And I want to share with women and men out there too that you can do the same no matter how hard life gets. So that's kind of what got me to the other side,
And
what's on the
those
other
steps,
side of that.
exactly. And those steps weren't easy. Like you said, you had some, and there's always going to be a setback, but to
Hmm.
me, setback is a setup for something even more beautiful. And
Exactly.
that brought you here.
Yes.
And
Yes,
you
it did.
empower women to go through the trauma that they've dealt with and to release it. Is that how your program works with your trauma coaching?
Yes, basically, we do a combination of guided meditation, bioenergetics reprogramming, which is building new neural pathways in the brain from the damage that was done. And most of the trauma that you've been through in a lifetime. 0 to 7, that's the most impactful age that we go through. And a lot of our programming is created by 7 years old. And so the trauma program that I work with, we walk clients through, we get into the subconscious to heal the root. And that's why it's so different than talk therapy and so much more effective. And it's a 4-month program. I also do mindset coaching, but if people show up and they're willing to do the work, it's 100% effective. And there's no greater joy than someone coming to me that is, feeling like they're broken and there's no hope. And then seeing them on the other side of the program and showing them, like, look what you did. I didn't do this. I just guided you. You did the work. You showed up for yourself and your life is now transformed. And that is my greatest blessing in doing this work is watching other people regain their life again.
Ah, it's amazing.
It's
It
great.
is.
It really is
Because
great.
I see it in you. I feel it when you say it. It's not just words. They're a feeling. It comes from your soul. It comes from who you chose to be,
Yeah.
and we talked earlier about choices and how we always have a choice, right? And I know that you didn't
Mhm.
have a choice once you were served those divorce papers, but you made a choice after that that was very impactful. So, sometimes we're given things and we think, oh my God, my life is over. And then we realize that no, it's just beginning.
It really is. And, I've been through a lot in my lifetime, looking at my childhood to now. And for a lot of years, I did play the victim and it didn't serve me. And I didn't know that it didn't serve me. All I knew is that I just kept fumbling and fumbling was stuck
Right.
you know, and blamed the world for, how terrible my life was. Um, but being on the other side of it is just incredible.
So, I hear a lot of women say that too in my coaching and in because I with my one-on-one clients group coaching, I hear a lot of women say that like it's happening to me. This has all happened to me and I didn't do anything. It's not my fault. Like what do you
Mhm.
say with your clients when they speak that because you don't look at it that way at all.
I don't. I used to, before I had worked on myself. And I think that that's key when, there's a lot of therapists out there that haven't been through a lot of trauma. And so it's not exactly relatable because they haven't
Mhm.
experienced it
Yep.
themselves. And I can't say I've experienced every trauma that anybody else in their life, but I've been through a lot. And so I think it's an experience that brings compassion and empathy, but showing them that there is hope. And no matter what we've had happen to us, how severe, even the most unimaginable, we are still responsible for our actions, our behaviors, and our own healing. And that is the choice. And I knew I didn't want to be miserable anymore. I wanted to find my voice again. I wanted my power back. I wanted joy and I wanted to be able to help others. And, it started at a young age for me. I grew up with an alcoholic father that was never really present. And I found out at 12 years old that had this congenital brain condition. So I've experienced 2 brain surgeries in my life that were very scary, and another very serious life-threatening surgery causing me to have about half of my colon removed. And then just 3 failed marriages and not knowing what healthy was, and thinking, "My gosh, what is wrong with me?" And it was my programming, like we talked about.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
Absolutely.
codependency in my family and, just unhealthy habits that I learned and looking for that validation in a man. And through all of those experiences, when I had that surgery in 2018, the colon surgery, I knew I was done playing the victim and allowing the viewpoint, I guess, that I had
Mhm.
to affect me. And so I prayed and I said, Lord, just shake me upside down, inside out, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And I want purpose in my life. And be careful what you pray for because
That's
it
right.
showed up in a way that I still could have played the victim.
Yeah.
But I saw it as, okay, he took this horrible man that I was married to and showed me that no matter showed me my power again and showed me that I could have my voice back and my power back if I chose that. And it was through that moment that I grew spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally because I want to be my best. And that is a continual journey for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Um, but what could have done me in was a blessing in disguise had I chose to see it that way. Other people
Mhm.
could look and be like, "That's horrible." How could you go through that? Um, but it's all in your perception of how you look at it
It
and how
is.
you choose to move forward with it.
Absolutely. And, you know, we never know what someone else is going through. But I always say, like, we all have our own shit. And it's how you
Yep.
choose to deal with it. Do you sit in it? Do you keep repeating the same thing over and over again? Because, like you said, God is showing you. You're being taught. And if you're not listening, if you're not taking that and learning from it, then that lesson's going to keep showing up again and again and
Yes.
again.
Mhm.
So
Yes. And if you
finally,
have you ever
you're
listened to the hero's journey?
yes, love the
Yeah.
hero's journey. Love it.
Yeah, and we do. We repeat those patterns if we
Yeah.
miss the lesson. And I think that's so key to bring up here right now is what lesson am I supposed to be learning so
Yeah.
that I don't repeat this? And so after the third failed marriage, I'm like, I'm done. No longer pursuing relationships. I need to work on me. And
Because and then
it's
you don't have to pursue
I have
anything because he will walk into your life. If that is supposed to be the way it is, that partner will walk into your life at exactly the right time because you are then
yes.
healed. We have to heal
Yes.
ourselves first. It doesn't come from anybody over there. No one's going to fix us. No one's going to do it for us. Like you said, you are just the support and the tool. You're giving someone the tools. If they don't take the action, then there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for me, these past 3 years of sitting alone with myself and truly learning to love myself for the first time in my life in my 50s,
Yes.
it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful, and honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything because
No.
I now choose me. I choose to love me. I choose to have those healthy boundaries. And all that is forms of self love that I had no clue about before. When I just thought, my God, my picker's broken. And
Yes.
in loving yourself, you learn to love what a healthy relationship should look like. And I've been able to do that. And
And
it's
it's so
amazing.
much I always say choose your hard, right? Like we that hard life up until that choice that you made, you got to make that choice and then stand in your power and you think, holy, I did it the hard way, right? Because once you
Oh,
see
and
it,
I
you
did.
can see it, right? You go like, holy, right? But it's,
I did.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I definitely took a lot of detours that it'd be easy for me to, stay stuck in regret and
Uh-huh.
shame and guilt. And
Um,
shame is so powerful if we allow it to be. And I did for a while, with my children and regrets over the mistakes that I've made and now
yeah,
seeing how it scarred them. And, it's never too late to turn your life around. And shame, talking about shame and frequency, it vibrates near death. And
that's right.
holding on to shame keeps us stuck near death. Who wants that for their life? And we have to forgive ourselves and let the past go and be free and choose to be free. And that's what this trauma healing program does is it allows you to really let go of those past and those limiting beliefs that don't serve us. And again, it's just incredible to be on the other side and know that we can choose to be in freedom and live happiness,
Yeah.
live to be happy.
And also too, we are in our 50s and we finally that final last hit upside the head with the great big club that, okay, you're not getting it. Okay, one more time, you're not getting it. But when we finally did, that is the purpose that we are here for, to be able to do these podcasts, to be able to talk to people and show them what is possible and to give them the strength from within to see if she can do it. I might only be in my 30s, but I can do it too. Right. And Now that you're
Yes.
here, what is your relationship like with your children now that you're here? Because I know how mine is now. Since I have shifted
Mhm.
my way of thinking and being, I watch my children and how they raise their kids, and my boys that don't have children but who are just incredible human beings. I've seen the change. And I shouldn't say change.
Yeah, I'm so
Change is a scary word, but I see the difference. I see them
yeah.
shift.
Yeah, and even if we're in our 50s, we can turn around and lead by example. And I've gone to all three of them separately and said, "Man, did I screw up," and I am so sorry for me not knowing better how to raise you and to set better examples for you,
Yeah.
but I do now, and please forgive me. I can't turn back time, but I can tell you that the knowledge that I've gained in the last 8 years has been, you can't put a price tag on it, and let me show you the way now. And, you know, just pouring confidence into my youngest, my son, who really was affected by COVID and, having been homeschooled for 2 years during that time. And then, my middle daughter, she's a mother now and I'm a grandmother, and being able to watch her
Mm.
raise her daughter with intention and purpose and putting her child first is such a blessing. And then my oldest, she's fallen in some of my stumbles because she was the oldest,
Mhm.
and going, "Oh, girl, I know you've screwed up too now, but it's not too late." And
Mhm.
and just she and I share a lot of the same positivity and mindset now, and being able to just encourage her and like sharing memes and things to encourage each other has been
Yes.
incredible. And
Yes.
yeah, it's
And
it's
coming from
never
a place,
too late to turn that around.
no, and you're coming from a place of no judgment. You're not judging
Yes.
yourself for your past mistakes, and you're not judging anyone for making the mistakes, or and I don't even say that they're mistakes, the choices, making some of the choices that we make. I don't believe them as mistakes. I believe them as lessons. And yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I I can look at my kids and say and talk to them with grace when they mess up, where I think before I would have been judgmental and harsh,
Mhm.
but because my mindset has been shifted so much, I can come with them with softness and no judgment and just say, "Here, it's okay. Take my hand. Let's get up. Let's keep going." And there's so much beauty in that.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
know.
I can tell you, I there's nothing greater than the work that I do, and I took 2 weeks off at Christmas time just to recoup and reset myself, and I remember January rolled around, and I was kind of a little bit in a funk, and I'm like, "What is wrong with me?" And I'm like, "I haven't connected with my clients," and
Yes.
that is what fills my cup, and, we always say that getting paid is the least way we get paid in our job because helping others just fills my cup so much, and
Oh,
and
it
it truly
does.
does.
Yes, it does. And I
Mhm.
think that that's where the mission comes for me too. When and as well as when we don't make it about the money, and many people, I mean, we have to all have to live. But when that's not what we lead with our heart. Everything, like I said before, everything comes because we are leading with our heart and we're leading with our truth that we never had before because we didn't know what our truth
Yeah.
was. We didn't allow ourselves because we were doing,
Yeah,
doing, doing, right? But that's how we
that's such
do.
a good point. We didn't know what our truth was. Yeah.
Mhm. And there's no shame in
Mhm.
that. There's not no
Right.
shame in that. That's just part of the growth. And to be able to share it now and stand in it, I think is so important. Um, you have something else really, really cool to talk about, and it's an upcoming book. And I am so excited about this book for you. I mean, I cannot wait to read it, first of all. And second of all, for you to be able to collaborate with other women and create this project. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Well, about, 2 years after, my last husband left me, I woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't sleep, and I was like, "Okay, well, just laying here," and, I just, in my head, heard God say, "It's time to write a book." And I'm like, "Write a book? Like, it's 3 AM in the morning. Where's this coming from?" And he's like, "No, it's time to write a book, and you need to help others heal from narcissistic abuse and show them that it's possible because, emotional damage can be just as uh, severe as physical abuse. And it takes a while because with narcissistic abuse, you lose trust in yourself, you lose your identity, you're constantly second guessing yourself through the gaslighting, and you really don't know who you are anymore. And that's one of the biggest things that I have learned and regained in my own life and wanted to help others. And so I just sat with it and was like, well, what do I want this to look like? And I knew I didn't want to do it alone. And so I know several other women, my past clients that I've worked with, that have suffered narcissistic abuse too with their partners. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Mine happen to all be female. Men suffer just as bad. So I
Yeah.
never want to just say this is the men are the narcissists and females are the victims.
Yeah.
It's not
No.
true, but it just happened to work out that way. And so 5 of the women had gone through the abuse and healed and are now on the other side of it too. And I thought, how powerful if we could use the trauma program to show people that there is hope for the hopeless and they can heal, and look at our stories and look at how we are now survivors and overcomers. And so I met with them and we collaborated and we got a publisher, and the book should be out in April. And hearing our stories, I started writing mine, and I even got a little triggered recalling it myself. And I just sat with it, and key is sitting with your feelings when we do get triggered, and just like there you are, sadness, and sitting with that sadness and recognizing, and what do I need to do to honor that sadness so that I can let it go, and sitting with it and feeling it, and then doing things to reset our nervous system so that we can be free. And um, it is an amazing book in progress. Our stories are going to be super powerful, and we're also going to give tools for those women reading it to be able to, you know, regulate themselves as they're reading it, where so they're not affected like, oh my God, I can't read this book. It's too triggering. No, it's more like, look at the hope, and I have hope, and I want to reach out to these women because they can help me too. So I'm super excited.
I can't wait. So everybody, listening right now, you have to understand they are coming on the show. These beautiful women that have created this book are going to come on once they've released, and they're going to share their story, and this is just an amazing, amazing thing. Like the amount of women that you get to touch and help and heal with the trauma that you've endured, and the other women as well, is, I don't even know the words. I can't even, it's a beautiful thing, but it's even bigger than that. It's unstoppable. You chose not to stop in your shit. You chose to say, "Oh no, I'm doing this." And you did it. And
Yeah.
these other women as well. And that is an amazing thing to do and be able to talk about. And
Yes.
like you said, you get triggered by when we release, there's still some things that might come up. And when you're writing a
Hmm.
book, a lot comes up.
Yeah. Yeah, but you talk about being unstoppable. I will tell you, I'm just getting started. I am so fired up right now with all the plans that are just exploding in my brain, and I'm in the process of being unstoppable, and I love it.
Yes. You are. You know what? You are unstoppable. You've created this. You believe in it. You light up when you talk about it. You have a mission and a purpose, and we know that that is bigger than we are ever could be. So thank you for that. And thank you for talking to me today and being vulnerable and sharing your story. And even, our relationships with other people that were with us during the hard times, that are still with us now, like our children, like some close friends, and they see us shifting and what's possible, that gives them that little bit of a hope. So that ripple effect creates not just for the people that we are with on a daily basis or on a weekly or monthly basis, but worldwide, if we can get this word out there for people to really be able to hear. And I thank you for sharing yours with me. And I really cannot wait for these women to come on with you the next time and talk about the book. The book is called Victim No More. The title itself is just empowering. It really is. It really, really
Yeah,
is.
it is. Yeah.
Oh,
And yeah, it is. It's powerful. And I just like your podcast, Unstoppable. I just was so drawn to it, and so grateful that you invited me on, and I just appreciate the time with you, and I am here to help others. I'm on
yes,
my
and I love
mission.
that. This is just the beginning, my friend. This is just the
Yes, that's
beginning.
the beginning. Just getting started.
We are going to put a link to book a call with Jana as well. And we're also going to, once we're going to put a link about the book, we're going to put everything in the show notes for Jana if you want to get in touch with her. And please know that, you know, it's only the first step. It's just a phone call, or it's just booking something. It's just to be able to talk. And, you know, I really believe that we can help women one woman at a time. And if you know, or if you've heard, or if you know someone that's living with this, who is living with a narcissist, and they are struggling, and you can see it but they're afraid, please, you know, reach out, because we will, you know. And if for some reason you can't reach out to me, I will hook you up with Jana for sure. And I'd like to encourage everyone to just sit and maybe write down something in a journal or on a piece of paper that you'd like to see for yourself, a change that you'd like to create for yourself.
I love
And it is
that.
your choice. So do that today after listening to this. Thank you again.
Yes.
And we'll see you
Thank
in.
you, Vicki. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Okay, everyone, thank you for listening, and we will see you the next time. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Art of Being Unstoppable. Remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and your power is limitless. If you love today's conversation, subscribe, share it with the women in your life, and leave a review to help more women discover their unstoppable selves. I'm Vicki McDougall, and I'll see you in the next episode, because your journey to unstoppable starts now.